And the ability of cooperation.
Yeah, all these abilities, and it's so radical, the transformations that may happen, that they are really beyond our imagination.
Do you have a name for that species? Or have you been playing with a name for what would be that species?
You can call that species Homo Deus.
Homo Deus.
Like man-God, or the divine human. But it's not even sure that it will be human-like. I mean, there are all kinds of paths leading from the present to the future. And some paths go completely beyond our most basic understanding of what humans are. For example, there is more and more talk today about merging humans and computers. And for instance, there are real projects trying to create direct link between brains and computers. Just 2 years ago, the European Union chose to give 1 billion euros, so much money, to a project called the Human Brain Project, whose aim is to map the entire human brain and duplicate it inside the computer, with computer chips emulating whatever neural networks are doing in the brain. And if this succeeds, nobody really knows if it will succeed, but if it does succeed, and you can create such direct links between brains and computers, it means, for example, you can connect several brains together to the same computer, and through the computers link the brains of several people directly to one another. So you don't have an internet, you have an inter-brain net. Now, what will this do? Nobody knows. If you can create direct links between brains and computers, this is the end of history, this is the end of biology as we know it, because everything collapses once you can do that. You can have direct access to, say, the memories of somebody else. You don't have to read an autobiography. You can directly access the memory of somebody else. What does it mean in terms of identity? That I can remember your memories, that a man can feel what a woman feels, and so forth. It completely collapses everything we think we know about identity. And what happens after that is beyond our imagination.
When we are talking about this, the last chapters of your book are maybe the first chapters of a new book on an agenda for the 21st century.
Yeah.
And that means that you're thinking in how you can change the storytelling that we are doing.
Yeah, I think my next project is indeed to study the agenda of humankind in the 21st century. And I think we should think about it very, very seriously, because it's the most important question that humankind has faced not only in this generation, but throughout history. All the other problems, political problems, economic problems, social problems, they are important. It's not that they are completely unimportant, but they are dwarfed by the choices that we will have to make in the next generation or two about the future of ourselves as a species and the future of life in general in the universe, or at least on planet Earth. The biggest question we are facing is, what do we want to become? We will most certainly change ourselves, upgrade ourselves into something else. What do we want to change ourselves into? This is the most important question that is now facing humankind. Unfortunately, governments and most people seem to be unaware of it and are not interested in it. They are interested, again, in the old problems of the economy, of politics and things like that. And very few people are taking seriously this new challenge, but I think this is the most important challenge. And anybody who is really interested in what will happen to humankind in the 21st century, I think needs to take it very seriously and to consider the options before us.
To know what you desire, what you can imagine. Yubal Harari, thank you very much.
Thank you.
El problema de fondo es qué es lo que deseamos los monos imaginantes. Al despedirme de Yubal Harari, me dedicó afectuosamente uno de sus libros. En esas líneas se quedó flotando la esencia de nuestra conversación. Me escribió Harari: hay demasiadas ficciones y relatos en el mundo. La gran pregunta es, ¿qué es lo realmente real? Se trata de discernir entre lo que trae sufrimiento y lo que trae felicidad. En el libro Y seréis como dioses, Erich Fromm planteaba claramente la encrucijada. El ser humano es libre para elegir su camino, pero debe aceptar las consecuencias de su elección. Eso dice Erich Fromm. Interesantes las reflexiones que despierta la presencia de Yubal Harari en La Oveja Eléctrica.